And go.
Pop, pop, pop.
Queen,
Yeah.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, and more. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Last show in the dressing room. And get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it, do it. Get it, get it. What?
We're the two youngest people that you ever did see. Younger than springtime or a newborn baby. And the show is gonna surely make you shout. Yes, ma'am. We're talking about 5 questions with James and Jam. Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
There's so many things happening already.
Why do you always choose to do all of the things right as we're about to start the show?
You know what it is? I forget how short the theme song is. I need a verse 2. And then I try to I'm like, oh, I got time.
You know,
and as it turns out, I don't have time.
No.
I'm just trying to share the show on my Facebook page.
Oh, yes.
Share.
Oh. Okay. How is that going?
It's not going well.
Well, welcome everybody to 5 Questions with James and Jam.
Yay.
I am John Andrew Morrison, and this fantastic human being on the other side of the screen is
James Jackson Jr.
And I should clarify, this is Broadway's James Jackson Jr. Ladies.
Is that Broadway's John Andrew Morrison?
Why, yes, it is. Why, yes, it is. The elder statesman of a strange loop, going to Broadway finally.
I am the second oldest person in the Broadway cast.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And don't you all love to remind me of these things?
I will have you know, I think I just shared the thing on Facebook because I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, hopefully it's playing on our website. I don't know if it is or if it's not. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic, fantastic show.
I know. I'm excited. It's not, first of all, before people get too crazy, this is not the initial start of season 2.
No, it's not.
Of 5 Questions with James and Jam. We are still working on that.
Yes.
This is just a very special episode because we want to celebrate some things.
I mean, there's some things to celebrate. You know what I mean?
A little bit.
So I will just say we have some guests coming in already. LaDonna Burns, we see you.
Yes.
Colin,
yes.
We see you. Eric Francis.
Oh my goodness.
Greg Love.
Yes.
Nico, we see you. Narissa.
Yes.
Yes. So welcome to the show, everybody. We have one hell of a lineup of people in the waiting room, all looking at
This is the most guests we've ever had.
But we're very excited. Broadway's Rona Siddiqui is also in the backstage. I see her. Eleonora. Hi, Eleonora and Caroline. So we have.
You know what's fun? I match our blue.
Oh, you do. You kind of do.
I called ahead.
You called ahead and you got the color match. So we're kind of dispensing with our usual format, although I did have some like good questions, like vamp just a little bit because I need to pull up
we're straying from our typical format. So usually we'll have one guest, we'll maybe do some things, we'll just check in with each other. How was your week? Things like that.
Well, how was your week?
It was pretty damn good. I have officially finally unpacked. The last thing to unpack was the camera equipment and sound stuff. And then this was also the week that it was announced that we're the ones going to Broadway.
We're going where?
Broadway Street.
Oh, Broadway Street. Yes. All right. Well,
so it was a really good week.
It was a good week.
How was yours?
You know, it was fantastic. I went and saw our marquee yesterday.
Talk about it.
Which was lovely and wonderful. I thought I was going to cry, but I did not. Instead, it ended the most joyous laugh came out of my belly. Seeing it rather than this very... I thought I would break down or be sad about it, but in this kind of jubilant wow came out instead, which was lovely.
Crying in Times Square is no fun.
I mean, I've done it, always romance and finance, right? Those are the things that will that you be crying in Times Square
All the
2
naps
o'clock in the
things.
afternoon.
Ugh.
Also, because it's a special episode, we are having the most guests that we've seen in a
I
long
know.
time, 29 people in the first 5 minutes. And
Oh,
we're
Jesus.
so, Jimmy Wilson, one
Yay,
of
hi,
our
Jimmy.
producers, is here. Corey Ted is here, Vinny. So many people. So
Tom is watching upstairs.
oh, well, tell Tom he's fabulous and scintillating and glorious.
I will. I
Um,
will. We are going to do some of our original segments. Like, do you have a 3 minutes that you want to talk about?
So I was trying to come up with something, and here's the thing. I noticed that he is not in the room today. Right now, I know he's coming at some point in time, but
Who's
I
that?
want to start a hashtag in 2022 called Justice for Jam 22, and I had an evidence video that I wanted to play to tell my truth, and that I was going to use as a 3 minutes. But the only way to reunify is for people to face their sins, and so I might have to wait.
I understand. We will hold on the 3 minutes because I
Mhm.
feel as though you have things you want to get off of your chest.
There are things that must be gotten off my chest because
Mhm.
Justice for Jam 22. Get into this hashtag.
Justice
It's
for
real,
Jam
people.
2022.
It's real. It's real. So
that means we should be bringing some people in.
I mean, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. I want to see all these faces on a screen.
Oh, but before, I just
Yeah.
want to do this. Just in case you were wondering, we're going to where?
Broadway.
And just if we want to be real obnoxious about it. Mhm. It just repeats, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
So-
where's your Obie award?
Oh, my Obie award is it's in. Oh, I tucked it away.
How dare you?
I know it's to the side. But do you see my Lortel? My Lortel. Do you see? Lucille?
I do. She's very pretty. She's very pretty.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know why we're here. We're here to celebrate the fact that our little show that could is actually coulding. It's going to Broadway. So why don't we bring in the reason for the season, ladies and gentlemen, the cast and creators of A Strange Loop, and more people will be coming in and going as we go. Okay, so here we go. Hello. Oh, Jason, you gotta turn that down, my love.
Oh my goodness.
Jason, my love, Jason, I love you, but that person has to. Jason, you have to.
I'm living for the delay.
No, he has to put. My love, Jason.
My mother's trying to watch on the TV.
I know.
My mother's trying to watch on the TV.
But there's going to be a whole delay the whole time. Okay. Well, you know what? Vivia Veazey is here, so we will muddle through.
I gotta go downstairs, Mom.
All right. But Vivia Veazey, we love you. We love you. All right. Well.
Fine.
Oh wow.
All this tension.
All of this tension. I tell you, it's going to be truth and reunification. All the truth is coming out today. Okay? All of the truth is coming out. The sauciness with which he walked down the stairs. Oh my God.
He just got home.
I'm so sorry, Jason. But everybody, welcome the cast and creators of A Strange Loop going to Broadway in April. Hooray! Why don't I go along and we can introduce ourselves? We start with Broadway's Rona Siddiqui. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, I am the music director of A Strange Loop going to Broadway. Yes.
And Broadway's Jaquel Spivey. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, hi. I'm Jaquel. I'm 23 from North Carolina. I'm single. And we're looking in New York, so hit me up. I'm moving to New York soon.
All
I love
right.
this.
Elle Morgan Lee, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Broadway's Elle Morgan Lee.
Mhm.
Broadway's Ellen Morgan Lee. I am also single and happy to be on Quad Questions with James and Jen. Revival, almost season 2.
Almost
Almost.
season 2. Almost season 2. And Jason Veazey, my wonderful Broadway husband. Please don't
Hi.
get too mad.
Love y'all.
And the incredible creator of A Strange Loop, Broadway's new sensation, Mr. Michael R. Jackson. Say hello to the people, Michael R. Jackson.
Hey y'all, how you doing?
How you doing?
And the delicious, the scintillating, wonderful, and he's going to be shirtless at some point in time for us today, Broadway's Antoine Hopper, ladies and gentlemen. Say
Oh my goodness.
Hi everyone, I'm Antoine.
Hi.
And yes, if you want to mute, you can mute, and then we'll call on you. I'm gonna mute your mic, Antoine. I will get you later. I'm so excited. We wanted to do this today to just be able to actually get on and celebrate and
Yes.
and have a moment of celebration with us to say, oh my God, this little show that started many years ago in a porn studio at Musical Theater Factory, the show that Michael thought might never, ever, ever get produced is being produced. So we just wanted to celebrate that moment and get together. There's some other people who are going to be coming on later. Stephen has let me know he's going to come on. We'll see if that person named John Michael Lyles will show up at some point in time.
Mhm.
But how are you all feeling? How was your week?
This was a big week.
It was a big week for everyone. So Rona, how are you doing?
Ooh, it's been a big week.
Yeah.
It's been a big week. Like, there's so much about this position that is a lot. That is like all of the managerial stuff and all of the email. I'm like, I just want to play, man. I just want to play some music. Can we just like go do the show? Like,
There's like paperwork to do first.
oh my gosh, it's very intense. But you know,
Wow.
it's so like there's this like, underlying current of excitement and joy and just anticipation to just be back in the room with y'all and do this.
It's all
Yeah.
of the things.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to kind of go, oh, right, we've been creators of the show, and now it's the business of show. We're learning like a whole new like show business, and now we're getting an education on like, oh, right, there is a business of show as well. And this has been really fascinating and eye-opening and thrilling to learn. And so yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you on that one. Jason Veazey, how are you doing?
I'm good. Just
Yeah.
How was your
landed in
week?
Colorado.
How was your week?
It was good. It was exciting and awesome and fun, and lots of love coming our way, and
Right?
it's been really cool.
All right, fantastic. Elle Morgan Lee.
Talk to us. How was your week?
My week was good. I am in the process of purging and clearing out my apartment. So I thought it was going to take 1 week. But we've lived in an apartment for 11 years. This is going to take probably till the end of the month, probably. So I will be doing this bit by bit, slowly, just
Putting
clearing
it
things out.
together.
Are
All
you
right.
moving or just making space?
I am just making space. I was just in need of a serious purge. I have not done that in the 11 years that I've lived here. So like instead of moving, I'm clearing everything out as if I was moving and kind of starting over from scratch a little bit in the apartment in some ways. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I needed breath in the space and it was not there.
It's kind of refreshing, isn't it? Right? Like to be able to kind of like go, oh, wait a minute, I
don't
don't
need
need
this.
this. I don't need shedding some of
I
that
am
stuff.
finding things from college, from it's crazy the things that sort of get pushed into a folder or pushed into like a
Yeah.
drawer or it's like this stuff has got to go. I need
Yeah.
to start over. So I have not unpacked, because all of the
Ooh.
things in my suitcase are all things that I know that I want. So I'm leaving them
They
in
might
the
as well stay there.
Yeah.
until I need to unpack and like everything's
Okay.
good.
Well, LaDonna, your sister, is going, I'm doing the same thing.
Ah.
It's what it is, no problem.
It's time.
It's a weird, yeah, I guess it's pre-spring cleaning.
Mhm.
I like it. I like it.
All right. Well, Mr. Jaquel Spivey, how are you doing, you scintillating wonder of the new millennium?
You know, I'm doing well. You know, we're learning things as we go along. You know, like y'all
Mhm.
said, the business. You know, a lot of stuff
Yep.
college doesn't teach us. You know, I think
Right.
I want my money back for certain things. But you know, we're learning as we go along. You know how
Yeah.
this works. And yeah, it's just a lot of folks who are accepting me into this family and into this show, and I'm thankful for it. But it's also a lot of people, and trying to, you know, show my love to everybody. But a lot of people love this show, and they love y'all. So we just
Yeah.
getting used to that, you know.
And they love
Yeah.
you all. And Craig Love has a comment about your wonderful shirt. This
Thank you,
shirt is ready
Craig.
for Broadway
Fun
too,
fact:
ladies
this
and
is the
gentlemen.
shirt I wore. This is the shirt I wore for my final callback in New York.
Oh,
I just realized that when someone mentioned my shirt. So
Prince.
thank you, Craig.
I
all
love that.
right.
I love
Final
that.
callback shirt. Antonius Hopper.
How's your week?
It's going well. I'm really happy to see everybody. I just can't stop smiling. And I
Where-
mean, my girlfriend Portia's here, you know, from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh,
And many other things as well.
Yes.
She's
And really-
fantastic.
But she just said congratulations to everyone. And
oh.
I'm happy for my girl,
Okay.
and I'm happy for all the ones making the debut, such as yourself, Jane, of course.
There's a lot of debuts in our cast.
Your friend Libby is saying, Antoine, we love
Libby.
you.
Hi, Libby.
And
Hi, Libby.
we love Libby. Libby came and saw the show off Broadway. She's great. All right, Antoine, I'm gonna mute you because Portia's watching. But we'll get back to you.
We'll be back.
And Mr. Michael Jackson, I'm going to end this little segment with you. How are you? How was your week? How are you doing? You are the reason. You are the creator of this wonderful piece of art that we get to finally bring to Broadway. So thank you. How are you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Right? Right?
And I'm well. I am in sunny Florida. Florida.
Nice.
You're in my room.
I'm in
You're
your
saying-
room. I'm in Rona's old room at the Hermitage Artist Retreat.
Oh, yay.
Where I just came. I was just in Key West yesterday, another part of Florida.
Mhm.
I had to fly to New Jersey to get here.
Oh.
So you couldn't fly from Key West to Sarasota?
There were absolutely no direct flights whatsoever.
Wait, so you had to go all the way to New Jersey to go back down?
Correct.
Wow.
So it was like a long travel day, but I got here.
Okay.
And,
Have you
and
taken a bath in the clawfoot tub overlooking the ocean?
I haven't done that yet, but I am going to.
You
There-
must.
So Rachel Peters wants to let you know Michael is the reason for the Broadway season, ladies and gentlemen. Michael is the reason for the Broadway season. Get into it, ladies and
So-
gentlemen.
Typically, what we do, we usually have one guest and we'll ask them a series of 5 questions that we spend all week working on. We've done absolutely none of that. But we have like some general questions that we know people have been asking us or we've been talking to each other about. And they're all sort of like, general feelings around this week questions. But I also did not do any of my work. And I'm just reading some of what Jam came up with. And they're lovely. So I thought I was going to start with one.
Okay, please do. But before you do, I just want to say this person here, second favorite, says, okay, got to check out Target and drive home, but also don't want to miss anything. You should know that Target is our jam. That was like our big outing when we
I
were
would
in
like it to be
DC.
known. I went to maybe 6 different Targets in the DC area, in
Yes,
the
you
DMV.
did. Yes, you did.
It was a thing that I loved doing. I could do it. I think The furthest I went was like maybe a good 15, 20 miles into Virginia just to go to a Target.
Just to go to Target.
Yeah.
Just to go to the Target. All right, my honey bunny. So you want to
Yes.
ask a question?
Well, I'm just looking at these. I love them. And so we were talking about this, like, and the first question is just sort of like, when did Broadway become something that mattered to you? Which I loved. Like, so like, what is the thing that made you were talking about like 12-year-old you was like, oh my God, this is the thing I want to do when you were 12. So like, what was the thing that you saw or when you first heard what Broadway was that was like, oh my God, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I just love that was the first question you wrote down. So I'm stealing it and using that as if I came up with it.
Well, do it. Part of artistry is thievery. And also, people, if you have a question, guests watching, please put it in the comments. And also our wonderful guests, if there's something that you want to ask us, please do. Would anyone like to start us off with that question today? You can raise your meat hand if you'd like to go, or just go.
You go. You tell yours, Jam. What is the thing? Because I like that you wrote this question because you also answered it in a group chat recently this week.
Rachel Peters knows all of artistry is thievery. Thank you. Unless you're Michael R. Jackson, he seems to be the only person who can like come up with like his own stuff and then people steal his shit.
Oh, I steal all the time. I've stolen from Rachel Peters. So.
The truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. Well, when I was actually, I think I was younger than 12 because I was doing the math. But I used to come up to New York and spend summers here, and I went to see Dreamgirls, the original production of Dreamgirls on Broadway, and we were at a matinee, and it was. Jennifer Holliday wasn't on. Everybody else was on.
Oh.
And I think it was Roz Ryan. It was Roz Ryan who was playing Effie. And
that's who you see in the archival recording is Roz Ryan, not Jennifer Holliday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she wasn't on whenever they recorded it for Lincoln Center.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I want to see that.
I do too.
Okay, so the thing that was incredible about it, you remember at that time, that song was like on the radio, like it was like, and in Jamaica, it was like a big deal song. And so we were watching the show, and it gets to the end of the first act, and something that I've only seen then and I've never seen before happened. She sang the fuck out of this song. And the theme, love, love me, baby. Curtain goes down. The audience went wild and they started to shout encore. And they were going encore, encore. And then all of a sudden the curtain parted.
No.
And Roz Ryan came out front.
No.
And she went, Maestro, please. And she sang the entire song again.
Shut up.
She sang the entire song
It's
again.
A lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Wow.
And the audience lost their ever-loving mind. And then she said, ladies and gentlemen, we must take our intermission. The curtains opened, and she went back in, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Did Curtis come back out and just stand and watch?
Right.
No.
Okay.
No. She just did it in front of the thing. I mean, it was you know how there was like the radio edit version of the song, whatever version, that was what she sang.
Oh,
but
God.
Like it was like, oh my God, it was incredible.
Without the Mr. Man section.
It was without the Mr. Man.
Without the Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Mr. Man.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was the moment when I was like, oh my God,
I want to do this.
You can do that to an audience, like you can have like this many people just like lose their ever loving mind, like, and then I was like, I don't know how she's doing it, but
Wow.
Yeah. Who's ringing? Hello, sis.
Elle Morgan, what was yours?
I just had to change my name.
I love it.
It's interesting because when I was a little kid, I would watch things, but I didn't actually think of musical theater as something that was possible to do as a profession until I was a bit older. So as a kid, I would watch like the Tony Awards and all these things. But when did I think I always wanted to do it? I mean, I always wanted to do it from when I was like actually like 4 or 5 watching movie musicals. So Broadway was not my way of wanting to be in the business, but I learned that Broadway was possible in high school.
What was there a show, or was it just like being offered experiences to do it?
It was being offered experiences to do it, and knowing that like this is something that I could do as a profession. It's when I went to an arts high school. I went to Ellington for a couple of years. So because before that I had done school shows, I had been in things, but I didn't think of that as like a real job. At the same time, I was like, I'm doing these things, but I'm going to be a psychiatrist.
Right, exactly. I was intending to go to Brandeis to be a lawyer. Never made it to a law class. Never made it to a law class.
I was going to be a psychiatrist, which actually works really well with our business, actually.
Michael, do you want to go? Anybody want to jump in here? Yeah, go.
Mine was actually very similar to El Morgan's. I always was into theater. Broadway wasn't the avenue. I always knew that I wanted to act. And I didn't really differentiate between musicals, but there was something about the Broadway season of 96, 97 that was like Lion King, Cabaret, Ragtime. That season, when Rosie hosted for the first time, was when I was kind of like, yeah, for sure. In terms of specifically Broadway, I knew what Broadway was, but it was just all kind of melded together in this big theater.
What was the thing about it? Like what?
It was just one of the best seasons of all time.
Yeah, it really was.
It was just so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most fabulous director in the world, Stephen Brackett is here.
Hi, Stephen Brackett.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here.
Thanks for joining us in our shenanigans.
Oh my God! Thanks for having me.
How was your week? We had asked people that before. How was your week?
How was my week?
I know you're busy.
It's a big week.
My week has been good. Yeah, yesterday was really exciting. It was really awesome to just kind of release into the world all the information, and that you all are obviously a part of this, and to be able to kind of celebrate that and recognize that felt like, even though we weren't waiting all that long, I was eagerly anticipating the moment.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you that question too, Stephen, because from a directing point, I'm kind of interested in that. Like, when did Broadway become something that mattered to you? You know, that became and then became something that you wanted to experience and do. Like, what was the thing?
Yeah, I mean, I was like little gay kid who didn't like playing sports, and my parents tried it's true. Shocker. I like got embarrassed when it was like shirts and skins and never wanted to take my shirt off, and like hid like picking grass and avoiding balls at all costs.
Sports balls.
Yeah. And so I discovered theater at a young age, and like I think more so it makes sense more so than actually like being on stage. I really fell in love with the community of theater.
Yeah.
The idea that people could kind of get together and care about a story and care about making a story together. And so my world was that for a while. And then I think like much of my generation, Rent really like just changed the fucking game for me. I was like one of those like kids sleeping out on the street overnight.
You were?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, to get a ticket. I like was like front row. I was like just like like I think I came out of the closet the next month, so I wept the entire time. I met Anthony Rapp afterwards and was just a puddle of tears, and he was so kind to me. like it was truly, truly, truly an experience. And I think there was something really formative about kind of being able to go to New York and to see that really sort of solidified the deal for me.
Oh, that's amazing. Wait,
That's
can I
something
ask something? Have you ever seen him since?
Yes, we just did a workshop together, and I told him that story, and in the best way, he was like, "Oh yeah, cool." Like
I mean, because that probably happened to him a lot.
I mean, I think at least there must have been 20 gay boys coming up to him after every show, being like, "You are
Changed my life."
right?" Like he was so lovely but nonchalant about me reliving that story in front of him, and I was like, "Yeah, that was just your life for many, many years."
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to answer that question or have something to share? Or we can, or if anybody has a question they want to ask, they can ask the question. You know what, Jaquel? Oh, Michael, yes, please.
Go to Jaquel.
Well, I was just going to call Jaquel out. He's like, please don't call me out.
Oh.
Yes, Jim.
Well, I was just wondering, when did Broadway become something that mattered to you, or that was like in your consciousness? Like, there's this thing called Broadway, and I kind of dig it. And like, when did it become something that you wanted to experience and do?
Well, for a long time, it was just movie musicals because my mom randomly had them in the house. And we went to see Dreamgirls, and I was obsessed. And we bought the DVD. And if you know Dreamgirls, the movie, the credits show like the costume sketches and all this stuff. And I would sit there and watch just the names roll just to listen to the music. And at the end, I probably was like 9 or 10. At the end, it was like for Michael Bennett, or in tribute to Michael Bennett. I was like, who's Michael Bennett? Like, why did he get left at the end? Like, this is Jennifer Hudson's moment. Like, who's Michael Bennett? And I Googled him, and I saw that this was like a musical. Like, this was on Broadway. And it was Dreamgirls, and it was The Wiz. So I was like, well, if this is for Dreamgirls, and then I found The Wiz, and it was Stephanie Mills and all these people. And I just like went into like this YouTube hole of Black musicals, and I found Ain't Misbehaving.
Oh,
yeah.
The full thing was up there, and I just sat and watched it, and it got to Mean to Me by that Nell Carter song.
Yeah.
And like I just cried. And like mind you, I hadn't been through nothing. I was like, damn, like her life didn't do me wrong. Like I was chilling, I wasn't paying bills. But like it moved me so much. And I was like, wow, so this Broadway thing seems cool. But it wasn't until James Monroe Iglehart won his Tony for Genie that I was like, oh, okay, he's similar to me. He's not too far, because I hadn't seen anyone that necessarily looked like me, like on this big stage, and he was accepting an award, and like he shouted, and I was a church kid, and he shouted on the Tony stage, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. But it wasn't until high school that I actively started like training and wanting to do it. Just because I was so self-conscious. I was like, this is like, everyone is so attractive and handsome, and I'm just like this little chubby ball of queerness trying to figure it out. And it came together.
That is lovely. I love it. I think we have lost Michael for a little bit. He'll be back, and that is okay. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yeah.
And please feel free to like answer whatever questions you want to answer. Rona, was there something like that for you with music or?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I like how we're all talking about like Tony moments, because for those of us who didn't spend a lot of time in New York. I actually was born in New York, and I do remember my mom took me to see the Rockettes, and I knew that I was going to be a Rockette. I was very certain of it. And then I became 5'3", and my torso is longer than my legs. So junior high cheerleader was about as far as I got there. But for me, like watching the Tonys as a kid was everything. And when they used to do the play scenes, that is what got me in the gut. And for some reason, I remember very well Fences, when they did Fences. And I was just like, oh my God, like I just knew that the theater had to be part of my life. It had to be.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I just want to put this comment up from Nico because it's lovely. And if anyone wants to ruminate on that and answer at some point in time, how does it feel to be part of that Broadway legacy, making space for those who feel invisible? And I think, especially, Black queers and people of size and all of that, that's a interesting question to kind of ruminate on. So
there is a theme in there of that all happened for us in a way. Like no matter what the show was, or was it the Tonys, or what were you doing a specific show, there was this sense of community. There was this moment of I don't fit in somewhere, and then you went somewhere and then you fit in and you were like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stay here and do the show. 5, 6, 7, 8, you were just I'm here. So then get to do that and make someone else to be a part of something that will give someone the opportunity to be like, oh, I can do that, is really, it's a bit of a lovely loop to be in.
Yeah.
And you're I'm really very aware of it every time we get to do the show, or every time we talk about the show, that's just a part of it. Watching people take this in, watching people see themselves, watching people get the joke, and the subscriber next to them doesn't, is awesome. Yeah. So I think it's really it's such a cool honor to get to do that and just watch it happen.
I also there is something about seeing a large Black woman on stage bare her soul, and then having people like Andre the Shields just in the world kind of give me permission to be, you can be, you know what I mean? So and there's something about this show that always cracks me up, because the amount of times a beautiful white man will come up to me after the show and go, oh my God, you just told my story. And I'm like, actually, no, we did not. or a white woman comes up and goes, oh my God, that was my story. There's something about this piece that it's specific and it's honest and it's truthful, that somehow it meets people and people see themselves in it, even though we are clearly Black, clearly queer, there's something very fascinating about that. So, you know what, Nico, I think that will be discovered, right? My feeling always is that this show will save some queer Black kid's life. I've always felt that, especially when the cast recording came out. I was like, this is gonna save some Black kids.
I think it already has.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing is that, it's different now because there's YouTube and things like that, but it's cool to think that I'm now part of a group of people that someone is listening to in their room, either in secret or not, and wondering what that scene looks like, or what that means, or can I do that? Or figuring out what that harmony was, or becoming obsessed with one track. There's someone geeking out over this group of people right now.
Yeah.
Maybe flipping through that book and learning the lyrics.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And when we talk about specificity, real talk, I didn't have anybody to look to. So for me, that's the biggest gift in being a part of something that's moving to Broadway, is that I didn't have it. So I'm hoping that there's somebody that will see me and go, oh my God, I could do this too. There is someone like me on a Broadway stage, who has worked hard to be there. Teachers are looking for people. Like education is really big right now, especially for trans kids. People are trying to teachers are still telling kids there's nobody like you, so conform to what you're supposed to do. And a lot of that is because there's not enough visibility. There's not enough people getting opportunities. So to even have a handful of people getting through the door, and in this instance, getting to originate something, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's
That's
huge.
crazy.
So much
It's huge.
larger than like any of us.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
it's
believe
not
that
lost
we were dating.
on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's lost on any of us. Like it's a really.
That's
It's like
crazy.
I feel like grateful to get to do that.
Yeah.
And it's
That
just
is
it's
nuts.
it's
That
nuts,
we're
right?
originating. That's
Because I know
nuts.
how I geeked out over. I saw her singing "Mean to Me" when I was probably your age, but 20-something years before, and I cried too. And I was
Yeah.
probably like 8 or 9 years old, and I was like, "What just happened?" And I'm geeking out over 16 bars of music and learning how to play it, learning how to sing it, learning to do everything around that. So the fact that someone could geek out around this is like, how
And they're
special.
already doing it.
Yeah, and they're already doing it. Like,
I just
how
want
special.
I just want to
People
point
showed
out.
up to DC having already known the score.
Yes.
Right.
And there were people who saw it 3-4 times in DC, which I was
Yeah.
like, in the middle of a pandemic with all of the cancellations we had, you saw this 4 times?
Right.
How? Like,
Right.
how? How is this happening? But I just want to point out our wonderful stage manager, Erin, is watching. So, Erin, thank you for everything. You're amazing. Michael, did you want to answer this, or shall we move on to the next thing? Do you have anything?
Sure. Sorry, my internet went out for a moment and I had to switch.
That's okay.
So for me, I became aware of Broadway probably through Rosie O'Donnell's show.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because I think what happened was Rent was happening and there was a tour of it. Wait, are you?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh,
I just soloed you. I just did that. I did that. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't know if my thing was going out. And like Neil Patrick Harris was like doing the LA version of Rent or something.
Yeah.
I watched it on Rosie O'Donnell's show, and I was like, oh my god, there's this thing called Rent, and it's a musical, and it sounded interesting to me or whatever. And so I like went out and bought the cast album without having even seen the show, and I like listened to it, and there were songs I liked on it, and then a tour that was coming through Detroit, and I made my parents buy me a ticket to see it, and like and so like and I like went and saw it. I totally did not get it at the time at all,
right?
And like, but I was just excited to see something, that was on Broadway, and then I like became even more aware of Broadway just from like going to school, like to NYU. But I didn't have any thoughts about doing Broadway or being on Broadway or anything like that. And then ironically enough, the thing that made me sort of really think about me being on Broadway or not, because also in between all that, I ushered on Broadway, and I was like, oh, I'm really not going to be on Broadway with this.
I ain't doing
because this. I was like, I was ushering at The Lion King and Mary Poppins and Aladdin. I was like, yeah, there's no way. But then I won the Jonathan Larson Award.
Yeah.
In 2017, and after that, they invited us to go to the Tony rehearsal. Oh. And when I went to see the rehearsal, I had this like switch in my brain that was like, oh, this is just about like scale. Like you kind of can do like whatever you want here. And if it's just about scale, then like I'm interested in this.
Oh,
and that was like when I sort of really changed my mind about Broadway, because before that I was just kind of like, oh, I think I thought maybe I would just, if anything, I would just like have, a regional theater career or something like that. Like I don't know what I thought, because I had like been, doing my thing just with no particular destination in mind for so long.
Yeah.
That when suddenly it was like, oh, there's a possibility of this, and then I saw the big Broadway stage up close like that, I was like, oh yeah, this is something to kind of aspire to. And then I was like, yeah, I want to do this. That's when I changed my mind.
That's really cool. Narissa, who worked on our show in New York, wants to know, what is your favorite song in the show? And I guess we can make that an everybody question and then move from there. What is your favorite? Michael, do you have a favorite song in the show? They're all your babies.
They're all my babies. I would say it's interesting. I've been singing the song A Strange Loop in person a lot over the last year. And that one is one, and I think I remember the first time I sang it in public was at 54 Below when we did the concert version.
Yes, you did.
And there was something about stepping into that particular moment that really just got me in a way that I never, like, just because I was just always the writer of it. And when I got to sort of just step inside of that.
And have to say it.
And sing it, there was something that felt very powerful about that just to me. So that
everybody was a puddle of tears.
Everybody, the whole room.
Everybody, both shows. We had shows back to back. Literally just an ocean of tears. It was.
Is there a video of that anywhere?
I don't think so.
There's other stuff from the night.
There is. I remember I put a bunch of stuff up, but my phone died in the middle of one of the performances, and I couldn't record myself singing it. So I don't. There might be something somewhere, but that one's one, and then Inner White Girl is my other one, just because that was the one that took me the longest to write, to figure it out, because I did a bunch of drafts of it, and I knew that it needed to be in the show, but I couldn't figure out exactly how or what the exact concept of it was. And once I cracked it, I was like, oh yeah. And every night watching it, both at Playwrights Horizons and in DC, just watching people just really getting into
people groove to it.
Yeah.
That one is a favorite for me.
I will say we missed the drums backstage because we were having a full-on stripper party backstage waiting to go on and do that show before. But then all of a sudden you're like, no, we're getting rid of it. It's just going to be. But we used to have a full-on yes moment going on backstage before we came on.
Wait, what drums did you miss?
So,
Inner White Girl. Ooh.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about that.
Inner White Girl. But
I remember learning it and then walking with somebody after rehearsal going girl, that's gonna get cut.
It didn't stick.
That ain't gonna stick. I forgot about that. Oh my God.
I never heard that.
You weren't in that workshop.
Rachel Peters wants to know, is there ever going to be a concert of the songs that are now in the Dead Baby Trunk? I miss Way Down. You are the only one who misses Way Down.
Nope, Jason misses it too.
But yeah, there used to be a drum. It used to start with the drums. Inner White Girl, when we first were doing it at Playwrights and then you cut the drums at the beginning.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
We remember.
I don't either.
Yeah,
it was not long.
A bar, 2 bars.
It didn't last long in there, but
it was sort of like a drum intro.
Yeah,
the beat dropped earlier.
It did.
I don't know why it left.
Because
we loved it.
We were twerking backstage, and John Moore would be twerking on the ladder backstage. It was a moment.
I'm dying to hear about the second question you wrote.
Oh, you want to ask it? Ask it.
Well, the most surprising thing that ever happened to you on stage or in the theater, or surprise. So I'm taking surprising as things that have gone wrong. Also,
anything surprise.
Just something that has happened to you on stage or in the theater that has made you go
Did it happen
with this show or in our career?
Doesn't have to be with this show.
Doesn't have to have happened to you. Something you witnessed, an event, anything.
It's more fun when it's with this show.
That's true.
But Al Morgan, it looked like you had something.
I did, but I don't know if I have. I don't want to bring that spirit into this room.
This is a space of healing.
All I will say is one thing that I experienced happening on stage that gave me pause was the script coming out on stage.
Mhm.
Some
I
things
say-
just stick.
Moving on.
There's a whole life backstage too. So in this particular show, there's always something that happens off stage.
There's so
that
much
I think.
happening off stage, and I will get to that video. And notice John Michael did not show up because he knew
I'm
his
trying
ass
to
was
lead you
going to
there.
get got.
You knew it was
Right?
coming.
He knew what was coming. So I'm gonna play this video of this very surprising thing that would happen backstage.
You should set it up first.
To me, as a performer who needed to pee and like take care of myself, and I was tortured and bullied, terrorized by the.
This is the first moment where almost everybody has a moment to just pee.
Except for Jaquel.
Except for Jaquel. This is the first moment where everybody gets to like, okay, if you don't pee at places, this is when you can pee.
Yes, this is when you can pee. And you're gonna see some stuff that goes on backstage during El Morgan's sequence.
Caught.
Mm-hmm.
Caught.
Who are you talking about in there? I have to get the double knot out of these ridiculous pants.
I didn't lose no eyeball.
Oh.
I don't need no eyeball. I don't know what they talking about.
I can't. Just to make sure there's no shenanigans.
Do a damn thing.
Just to make sure. I don't understand.
I don't know what nobody talking about. No video cameras in the theater. No video cameras in the theater.
You're
This is an
caught.
equity production.
You're caught. I'm airdropping this to everybody.
Thank you, Jason VZ, my knight in shining armor. Because I would tell all the people, he is harassing me in the toilet, and people were like, "No, he would never."
I told you, he is the little brother that you never got to have.
Did I want him?
You didn't want him, but that's what you got.
Oh my gosh! All right, so I want to move on to, ladies and gentlemen, who wants to explain why Patty Murin is the inner white girl of rehearsals for our show?
Yes. So this is a great lead-in. So we are about to go. We have a game that we play at the end of this that it does involve Patty Murin. But I think that it's time we have to discuss, now that we're moving to a new world.
Yes.
Our
she's
love.
a part of.
Patty Murin is a part of the Strange Loop world, and I don't think she knows or people know why.
She knows.
Does she know?
She knows.
She knows.
She might not have been told, but she knows.
Does anyone want to tell the story of how this started?
I mean, I'll call her out.
Okay.
Please do.
Jason
Why am I in
We
this
were
show?
at Playwrights.
Why am I in it? Okay.
In the rehearsal room. Patty Murin was in a reading in a rehearsal room on the same floor.
Mm-hmm.
A yoga mat went missing.
Oh.
And we decided that Patty Murin stole. We decided that Patty Murin came in, took the yoga mat, and never brought it back.
And went home.
I don't know why we decided it, but we figured out that it was her.
Yes.
I remember seeing. Remember they would have like what was happening in the other rehearsal rooms in the elevator, and I think it was a workshop for Clue actually, and Patty Murin was in Clue, so obviously a bunch of thieves.
Exactly.
And the yoga mat that we had been using, we were using our bodies extensively and needed to stretch or nap, and it went missing. So we have since blamed Patty Murin for
because
it.
white girls can do anything, can't they?
Now we love her. I know I love her dearly. But Patty Murin took our yoga mat, even though she doesn't know about it.
And so anything that went wrong, we would all go, it's Patty Murin.
It's Patty Murin.
Patty Murin
So
did it. The pencil broke. Patty Murin did that.
it's Patty Murin. So we play a game when we wrap up our show usually, and it's called Pick a Pair of Patties.
Yes.
Where your job as the person playing it is to pick a pair of patties. We'll give you a scenario,
Yes.
and we'll give you a list of patties. And we're going to just go through this and see. So what is the... you want to do the first one?
Well, the first one is actually Bernadette Peters, but we'll do that for the third because it's a new game that I'm trying out.
Oh, you're trying. That's okay. We'll get, okay.
But let's do this new pick a pair of patties, and then we'll go with classic pick a pair of patties. Okay. All right. So this is pick a pair of patties, ladies and gentlemen. Your patties to choose are Patti LuPone, Patti LaBelle, and Patty Murin.
Yes. Now, can I give the scenarios?
Yes, please give the scenario.
So, Patty Murin, Patti LaBelle, or Patti LuPone. You have to pick a pair of them. The scenario is it's opening night. It's a Broadway show. You're in the show. So it's the opening night of A Strange Loop, let's say. Who do you leave your purse and your champagne with? Like, who's your oh, I got to go do this thing, or you're busy on opening night. Oh, they want to take a photo. Can you hold my purse? Or oh, I got this champagne glass. Can you hold my champagne? Mm-hmm. Who do you leave your purse or your champagne with? And then who do you have? You're also probably not going to get to spend a lot of time at your table with your family and your guests and whatnot. So who do you have at your table to keep your dad in check, keep your mom in check, keep the family together? What Patty do you trust to be your wing person? Hold my purse, hold this drink. And what Patty do you leave in charge of just keep my table okay, make sure Oprah doesn't bother my mom or whatever. Who's the pair of Patties that you trust on your opening night?
Patti LuPone, Patti LaBelle, Patty Murin.
I'd only pick one Patty in both situations.
Oh, okay.
I'd only pick Patti LaBelle for both.
For both. Okay.
Is there reasoning?
I'm not giving my purse or champagne to Patty Murin. We already have some history. Patti LaBelle might just be unhinged and say something crazy to my mom or my dad.
You mean Patti LaBelle?
That's true. Okay.
Anybody else have a Rona? You're really considering it. I see.
Well, I mean, this whole Murin thing is really confusing now because normally I would have gone with her to watch my stuff.
There we go.
But Patti LaBelle would probably be like, "What the fuck?"
That's the thing.
Yeah. So I have to still go Murin, even if she's just going to take off with my stuff.
I agree.
And then I would have to say LuPone to sit with my family because my dad is getting hard of hearing, and I feel like she would speak the loudest.
I love that. Oh, I love that so much.
That's good. That's good.
Stephen,
good.
what about you? It's a tough one.
I mean, I would like to give my purse to Patti LuPone just to see the reaction. just for the entertainment of that. And then I feel like Patti LaBelle would do a good job with a family at a table.
Yeah,
I do too. I really do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But those are my choices because Patty Murin's a thief.
I think we should incorporate the original scenario for this also because it does help in this scenario. So for the remaining folks, the original scenario for Pick a Pair of Patties is it's a bank robbery. Mm-hmm. You've got to do a bank robbery, and you need someone to go in and have the gun and do this is a fucking robbery, and then you need someone to drive the getaway car.
So pick your pair of patties.
Pick a pair of patties. Patti LaBelle, Patty Murin, Patti LuPone. Jaquel.
Who's your heavy? Who's your getaway driver?
Who's the heavy and who's the getaway driver?
I think LuPone's gonna be my heavy. I think I just trust her to command the attention in the room and to really give a show-stopping performance in there. And I think LaBelle, I trust to be my getaway driver. Just because I have trust in her that I don't really have in Miss Marin, so I'm gonna go with her. And I've never met either, but something about Auntie Patty LaBelle tells me she would get me home quicker. So
everybody has chosen Patti LaBelle as the getaway driver, like across the board.
Yeah,
across the board. Michael, do you have an answer for that one?
So, I controversially would not put Patti LaBelle in driving my car to get away anywhere because I don't think she's ever driven anywhere.
I mean,
I probably spent the whole time arguing with her about bitch drive. And so, to me, it seems like more logical to have Patty Murin do the thieving because she would likely get away with it.
Because
white girls can do anything.
Patty Murin, poor Patty Murin.
And Patti LuPone is used to all kinds of back phrasing and singing too fast and all of that. So Patti LuPone would be who I would have do my driving for me.
Because Patty knows a shortcut.
And Patty knows a shortcut.
That's what it is.
Have you ever heard her talk about when she was at Juilliard and they were building Lincoln Center, and she knows all of the like secret pathways and knew all of the like, you know,
there we
Italian men who were making Lincoln Center. She knows where the bodies are buried. Also, Christine Shepstrong just brought in an oldie but a goodie.
Patti LaBelle has a heavy foot.
Patti LaBelle has a heavy foot, ladies and gentlemen. Patti LaBelle has a heavy foot.
Elle Morgan, we'll give you your choice of scenarios.
I'm going to choose the other one because I've already answered the.
You've answered the bank heist,
and I would choose Patti LaBelle to hold my purse because she's also going to be the one that's going to help me know that lashes need to be fixed or something.
That's true.
Yeah. Patty's going to know how to keep me together.
That is true. I know. But then look what you've done.
I'm putting those people with my family.
That's the thing.
If I have to, I would put LuPone with my family because I think that if she said something sideways, she's so used to everyone. She's so used to everyone cowering down, but not with my family. So she might be red. And I think that she perhaps needs a moment of that.
Okay.
I think you have a good time at the table going back and forth bantering with me.
See, if I were to answer that, I would do the same thing because when Patti LuPone sat and talked to my mother, she would listen.
Oh.
Whereas I think that my mother would get in an argument with Patti LaBelle.
Plus, Patty Murin would steal your family.
Patty Murin would steal your family.
Your entire family.
He's stealing credit cards under the table.
I don't think Patty Murin would know what to do with my family. She would just sit there quietly and eat.
Oh my God! Does anybody in this room know Patty Murin? Poor Patty Murin. Oh my God!
That's not. This is all out of love.
Opening night, opening night. There's gonna be just a sensible yoga mat sitting on the green room table.
I want one for each of us.
I'm actually waiting for someone on Twitter to be like, rumor has it that Patty Murin stole something from the entirely black cast. I'm waiting for it to go left.
Oh God!
She's gonna get put on blast by. She's gonna get put on blast by We See You right in there.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God! Poor Patty.
I would choose her for certain things.
I would choose her for certain things. Oh, my friend in Jamaica says.
You will all be ashamed when you
I bet you I won't.
No, we won't.
So,
oh God,
that's a good one.
I'll check my pockets.
I want to try one. This might fail miserably, but I think it's funny. You meet Bernadette Peters opening night.
Was that your Bernadette?
My Bernadette Peters. My Bernadette. I can't do the pucker. Bernadette Peters opening night. You're overcome, and a single tear runs down your cheek. Bernadette reaches into her purse and gives you a tissue. Ladies and gentlemen, what does a tissue from the bottom of Bernadette Peters' clutch smell like?
Oh,
This is 100% Jan's question. I had nothing to do with this question.
Any guesses?
I
Any
think
thoughts?
what conjured to me was like it, you know, like an old lipstick, like a really old lipstick that's like probably been open and has like
I
some
know
hairs
exactly
on it
what
and stuff.
Yes.
Mhm.
It smells like that.
Yep. Okay. Or like that hard candy that like everybody's grandmother had.
Oh my gosh. I think it smells like Chanel number 5 and
Oh.
French fries from Joe Allen.
Oh.
You know what just kept the bosoms? It just smells like bosoms.
It's just
Like, you know, like
a
fresh,
heaving
like,
bosom.
you know, dabbled a scent and puts it back in the, like, just whatever her bosom smell like on an opening night.
It smells like whatever her décolletage smells like.
Yeah, better word. Thank you.
I'm also from now season 2. I'm saying décolletage in every episode.
Okay, all right.
That's been decided.
Does anybody else want to hazard a guess as to what a tissue from Bernadette Peters clutch
I
smells
feel like it smells like almonds because didn't she give an interview where she's just like she's charted what she ate in a day? And
I think
I
so.
ate 4 almonds.
Well, this morning I had 2 almonds.
Travels with almonds.
Oh my god!
Can we hear Michael do his
Rosewater
Bernadette
and
impression? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Corey's response.
Rosewater and sucrete. Oh, that's a good Bernadette.
He's got a really good Bernadette.
That is good. These are lovely. So the way that we usually wrap up our show is we usually send people off with a wish. We like to send out some good juju into the world. Doesn't even have to be good juju, just some juju.
Some
really.
juju, yeah.
We do one wish because genies give you 3, and we don't like genies.
So you get one.
So everyone gets one. Jam, do you have one wish to send out to the people?
I do. So, you know, in thinking about that we're going, oh, you know what? And I created, like, my God, look, I created all of these assets that we didn't use. Assets, video assets that, like, just didn't get you. Anyway.
That's what season 2 is for.
Season 2. The thinking about the fact that we're all going to Broadway and we've been this unit of people who have been kind and wonderful to one another. My one wish for people is to find your tribe, because there's a lot of times when we talk about you just got to stick to it and stick with it and stick in the game. But the only way you can have that longevity is if you find people who are your tribe, and if you find people who go, all right, I see what you can do, and I know what you're about. That's the only way, because I know personally I have left this business at least 3 times. Seriously, like
only 3.
And I think that the only reason that I stuck it out is because people have gone, no, come back, no, give it another chance, right? And so I wish for everyone to find their tribe. So
that's lovely.
That's my one wish for people. Is anybody moved to share?
I wish that I have been doing literally nothing in this house, won't leave the house, haven't left the house. I'm building up to that. But one thing I have slowly started doing in the last 48 hours, which is fun, and I don't even know if it's going to come to fruition, but I'm wishing this on anyone who has the opportunity to do this. First, go into your Amazon purchases over the last 2 years as just joy anyway, to just be like, what did I buy? But also go into your Amazon purchases and start a new folder called Dressing Room. Even to just put shit in it that you know you're not going to buy. Shit that would never fit into any dressing room anywhere that we will ever have. But there's something really therapeutic and fun about like, oh my God. Don't add to cart because we ain't got no money. Just put it in a folder called dressing room.
Mm.
And then go look at it every couple days. It's very fun. So I wish that to everyone, to like daydream.
You can do a folder?
It's going
You
to
can
help.
create a folder.
Yeah, you
It's
can.
going to help though too, like when you do need to go back and look for things.
Exactly.
I just want to point this out. Apparently, they're auto-generated captions, and when I said, "Is anyone moved to share?" said,
Baby, say before you tears, you might need them someday.
From Bernadette to Cher.
Such versatility, Michael R. Jackson. Anybody have a one wish they would like to share? Send our audience off with a gift of a wish, a hope, a dream.
I have one. I
okay.
have one, I believe. I think my wish would be for just people to take a chance on themselves. Just because I think this week I've really realized that I gave myself so many reasons not to submit for this show. It was just so many things. It was like, this ain't for you. Just, go find a cute little summer stock job and let's see what happens, But like the amount of joy I would have missed out on, and not even like a Broadway debut, but just the people, like people who genuinely care for me and I genuinely care for them. And like a new chosen family. It's just, if I didn't take that chance, I would have missed out on all of this. And I just can't imagine how miserable I would have been had I done that. So I just hope people take a chance, just do what scares them and see where it goes.
I love it.
You'll make me cry.
I know.
I love it. While people are thinking, Ashton wants us to enjoy your day.
Thank you, Ashton.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I guess my one wish for today is to actively fan out over your peers, if that makes any sense. We focus a lot on like people we idolize or people we want to work with, but there's so much right in front of you. There's so much legendary stuff going on right in front of you,
right
on your
here.
level, wherever you're at that moment in time. That's worth its weight in gold.
I love that.
Yeah. I love it. And there's no pressure, everybody. This is so, if you don't have one wish, that's okay too.
Jim will just hold it against you.
The thought that keeps coming to mind for me is patience. Just my wish for everyone is to have a little more patience in general.
I don't have any. No, you're right. It's hard. It's very hard.
Well, because we live in a period in particular where we have so much instant gratification. Everything is so right now. But I think that there's like something really beautiful about things coming when they're supposed to.
Yeah. That's true.
I have this is very hokey, but it's sort of the mood that
this is the time for hokey. It's okay.
It's just the place that I'm in right now, which is I hope for people to find moments of joy and people that bring them joy. This is a group of people that brought me a lot of joy for many, many, many years, and specifically through the pandemic. Some of my worst times were really lifted up through the spirit of this group, even though we're all far away from each other. And, as we are kind of pushing through this kind of next push of this crazy ass pandemic, I still find a great refuge in this company and in this group that brings me some much needed joy. So I wish for people that they find their own little pockets to escape the world and just kind of find that joy with other people.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I just want to add to that I also hope that everybody gets to experience a support pug. As wonderful as our Eleanor in their workplace, who goes from person to person begging for pets in a perpetual circle.
I miss you.
And the joys of that.
Hi, Eleanor.
It's so true.
She's so mad because she hasn't had dinner yet.
Oh, feed that poor doggy.
We're still at the rehearsal hall.
Oh my goodness.
Honey, you're still at the rehearsal hall.
Yeah, she's working.
Oh, God.
Well, I thank all of you for being here tonight.
Wait, I had a wish.
Oh my God, that's right. I'm sorry.
Well, this is not. I mean, this is like a general wish that's not specific to us necessarily, though. Take from it what you will. But a big thing for me coming through the pandemic has been to realize, sort of how precious and life and time is, and to really value the people that you have around you, and to not always see the worst in people. I feel like it's often like, we always want to see like the worst in each other, and like, to really sort of see the best in each other and to value the people you have around them, because you just never know what tomorrow may bring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's always this part of the show that, I feel like I want to sing some kind of like a song. And so I'm going to do that for you right now. I'm totally joking. I'm totally joking.
I was like, where is this mute button?
Give me a break. Now I know what it takes. Put my new face down. Ready for anything.
No, but really, we do. Oh, wait a minute. Aw.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
People are saying such lovely things. Thank you. Thank you.
Margie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping up the show.
Yes.
But our show is now going to Broadway, and you can buy tickets at StrangeLoveMusical.com. Assets. I did an asset build today. Didn't use half of them, but look at that. Look at Broadway.
John Andrew.
Didn't use any of them.
I have a message though. Vivi VC says you owe her money because at opening night, she said, "I'll see you on Broadway," and you said, "I don't know about that." You said yes, and so you owe her some money.
Oh, Vivia, I will pay up. I ain't fixing to owe Vivia VZ no money.
She's gonna come.
So I will pay up.
Like she's outside your door.
One second.
She's gonna be like, "Bitch, better have my money right here."
I love you all.
Yes. You too.
So if you can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play our end credits. And,
that's right. We have end credits.
Yes, girl. I built assets. So we'll play the end credits. I'll end the broadcast, but don't leave. I'm going to...
You want to show the bathroom again really quickly, just at the end?
Wait, say that again?
Just to really nail it to the wall.
You want me to show the bathroom again? I'm happy to do that. Thank you, El Morgan.
We'll do the bathroom into our closing credits.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Thank you, El Morgan. Justice for Jam 2020. Okay. Hashtag. We're starting that hashtag. All right, you all are adored and loved. I will do the end credits and then do the bathroom, and then I'll end the broadcast and I'll bring you all back in so we can say a proper goodbye. Okay. Right. But thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Tom Lorio's upstairs.
Oh, thank you, Tom Lorio, for being upstairs.
Who are you talking about in there? I have to get the double knot out of these ridiculous pants. I don't need no eyeball. Oh. I don't need no eyeball. I don't know what they're talking about. Just to make sure there's no shenanigans.
Do a damn thing.
Just to make sure. I don't understand.
Motherfucker. I don't know what nobody talking about. No video cameras in the theater. No video cameras in the theater.
You're
This is an
caught.
equity production.
You're caught. I'm airdropping this to everybody.